Hey guys, Tom Moran here from Tom's Big Spiders, about to do an update. Haven't done one of these in a while, but for the past couple months, the weather's been a bit warmer here and I've been getting a lot of molts. So I'll showcase some of the spiders that have recently molted. This one's going to be extra cool because it'll be the first video that I debut using the Tarantula TV service, which is this wonderful website that allows folks to kind of come on, watch some tarantula videos, and live chat with the people who made them. So we're going to be going over and chatting in a bit. So I'm really excited about that one because I love the comment section of YouTube. I spend a lot of time answering questions and such. This will be kind of a cool way to throw videos up and have more of a live, running record of what we're talking about and everything. So hopefully some of you guys end up joining me over there for some chat, and hopefully it doesn't end up being boring. So I'll be quiet now. Let's get on to looking at some spiders. All right, first up is my Phormictopus cancerides male. I have two females, so this guy will likely be getting paired at some point. This was one that I actually was waiting for to molt because I had yet to have a Phormictopus species male that I didn't buy specifically as a male, so I was kind of curious to see what the colorations would look like. When I first got into cancerides several years back, I had seen photos of the males and was really impressed, obviously, by the coloration. I just have a thing for purple spiders, so couldn't wait for this one to molt out, and it was definitely worth the wait. Unfortunately, it's even brighter in person. The colors aren't actually coming out as bright as they are on the camera, which is unfortunate because they really are pretty, but I did snap some shots of it, and just an amazing looking animal. Now, he's been still eating, and hopefully he'll be around for a little bit because both of my females right now are in pre-molt. So I'm thinking the last time I had the male was the species blue, and he lasted over a year. So this guy should be around for long enough at least to get paired with those females. So hopefully people will be looking for some slings if I do pair them, because I'll be looking for a market for them, because as much as I love the species, I don't want to be taking care of several hundred of them. Next up is my pink zebra beauty, or the E. campistratus. I'm so glad I finally caught one of these guys out. They're starting to pick up their adult colorations, and you can see those pink hairs that give them their common name. Just gorgeous species. These I originally picked up when I was trying to do my beginner species list because I had one in my hand a couple years ago, didn't pick it up, and then I couldn't find them anywhere. So I was so glad I was able to get a pair of them from Fear Not Tarantulas, and there we go, a little close-up of them. They're still a little skittish. I know they have a reputation for being really laid back, but they are still small still. They're juvenile, so we'll see what happens as they put on some size. Most people I know that have the adults said they're rather laid back, so we'll see. And here we have one of my Grammostola pulchripes, or Chaco goldenes. I absolutely love this species. I have four of them. One of them I was sent as an accident, and I ended up keeping. Another one was a freebie, and I have two that I bought on my own. And as much as I had planned on probably getting rid of a couple of them, I'm probably going to hold on to them because I just love them. And I'm just excited that they are finally showing that golden coloration on the knees. These guys took forever to grow for me. I picked them up. They were under a ½ inch. Slings, really teeny tiny slings, and I mentioned before how they had burrowed once for 6 straight months before coming out and eating again. So the growth rate was very, very slow. I thought it would take forever to finally see those golden stripes, and here they finally are. I believe the two that I originally bought 4 or 5 years ago are now about 4.5 inches or so. So a gorgeous species, but if you get one, expect an excruciatingly slow grower. And next up is my Vperon Ensis. I picked these guys up a couple years ago from Tom Patterson, and it was kind of one of those sight unseen buys because I saw he had them for sale. I was looking for something unique, but I couldn't find many pictures or much information on them online. However, I'm really glad I picked them up. The first one ended up being a male and matured last year sometime, and he's still kicking and doing well and still eating. And I was kind of waiting for the female to mature and pick up her adult colors, and as you can see, she's got them. She's got that gorgeous black base pattern and those pinkish hairs on her knees. It really give her a very unique appearance. But these guys have been a blast to keep. They're great eaters. They've got a lot of personality, very spunky, a little skittish, but I've never gotten a defensive pose from them, I don't think. Actually, I might have gotten one when I tried to feed it during pre-molt, but I didn't blame it. But they weren't really fangs bared. It was just kind of a get away from me type thing. But really cool species. If you can find these guys out there, I would encourage you to pick them up because it's just not a species you see around very often. And up next is one of my Torino Palma Sasme females. As you can see, they're sporting that bright blue. Now, I actually had somebody email me recently saying that they really weren't blue in real life. It was just Photoshop. And no, they actually are. And I think perhaps this person had seen one that was in pre-molt, because they do tend to kind of dull out a little bit as they get closer to molting. And the blues, you'll see, will kind of darken up and become more of a black. But this is a species that's blue. You don't need to just put it under a light. It's not one of those iridescent ones you have to hit from the right angle to see the blue. They are absolutely blue. And this is one just under regular light. You can see the blue showing up beautifully. Plus, it has those nice little reddish hairs on the abdomen that cause a nice little contrast. But these guys, I'm happy to report, have calmed down quite a bit since their last molt. These were kind of the ones I've referred to as jerks before. And again, I did it kind of with love. But they have been very, very skittish, and I was getting a lot of threat postures from them. Basically, anytime I opened the enclosure, I either got a threat posture or they bolted around. And now, since they've both molted, they've calmed down quite a bit. You can see this one here eating. I normally wouldn't be able to get this close to one with the camera without it freaking out. So very glad they've calmed down a bit, because they are beautiful spiders. I love watching them, and I love getting them on film, and this will definitely make it a lot easier. And they are also some very, very cool hunters as far as how they take things down. They're vicious. So anybody that picks one of these up, you get a pretty spider that's absolutely fun to watch hunt. And next up is the queen, my Grammostola rosea / perteri. There is going to be supposedly a revision on these, in which basically both the rosea and perteri will fall under rosea. It'll be basically rosea red color form, and perteri will be brown color form. But Old Habits Die Hard, and I love just referring to them as perteri. It makes it less confusing for me. But here you go. This is the one Billy and I picked up in 1996 when we first moved out. At that time, she was about 4.5 inches, so she was a young adult. So you're looking at a spider here that's probably at least 30 years old. She was wild caught, so it takes them much longer to grow in the wild. So definitely an old spider. And this molt kind of surprised me, because between the molt she had before this and the one before that, it took almost 8 years, 7.5 years or so for her to molt. And I thought that was pretty much it for her, and she probably wouldn't molt again. But lo and behold, she stopped eating. I was afraid that she was on her way out, and nope, she surprised me with a molt. So it was very excited to see her flipped over, but terrified that something would happen, because a lot of older spiders do pass during molts. But she made it through it, and she's since eaten a few times. So she's still doing great, going strong, which is good, because we really need her around in the collection. And finally, brief footage here, almost like catching Bigfoot out, a Lamprey-Palma Velocipes. This is my female I've had since a sling for about 4 years. I think I got her, and as you can see here, just looking stunning. She's about 8 inches overall, all legs. Unfortunately, very, very skittish and shy. Not defensive at all. She'll run and hide. And this is, after shooting for 5 minutes, all I could pull of her. This is all the good footage I got, and hence why we have this still image here. But absolutely gorgeous spider. All right, that'll about do it for that one. Again, for those people who are seeing this video later on down the road, please disregard the Tarantula TV stuff, because this event already happened. It was live. But for those of you who are watching the video now, we'll obviously be around chatting for a little bit while longer. So if you're just discovering my stuff and want to check out a couple more videos, I usually put them around here. And if you like them so much that you'd like to subscribe, as always, very much appreciated. You can click the circle right around here. I usually put it right up here. Thanks so much for watching. Hope to see some of you guys in the comments section. And hopefully just had a wonderful chat with some of y'all that joined me over at Tarantula TV.